What up? What's up, guys? Andrew Bishop here with a quick video answering a question that I've been asked a lot. I've posted several videos on YouTube, over 400, and some of the videos relate to hip-hop music, primarily Christian hip-hop music, CHH, as it's called. And of course, we don't have to get into, they're a hip hop artist and they're a Christian. They're not a Christian hip hop artist. They're a Christian who does hip hop. We don't need to get into that. But I've been asked a lot, who is my favorite Christian hip hop artist? Because I've made videos about Lecrae, I've made them about Baraka, KDrama. Like, I've made all these videos. And so the question that's been asked to me a lot is, well, who's your favorite? Who should I listen to? And so I'm going to give my answer and then I'm going to explain why. So if you want the answer and only the answer, then just listen right now and then let me explain the answer. I couldn't come down to just one, although I have a feeling one more than the other, but I can't do that, and I'll explain why. But I would say the two would be Pedity and KDrama. Those would be my two favorite. Okay, and it's so hard because you have D-Mob, Yavis, Street Pastor, Shylin, Lecrae, Triple E, Flame, Tadashi, The Truth, Shylin. Like, you have the whole lamp mode. I mean, there's so many talented men of God out there, so it's so hard to say my favorite. But let me explain why, and maybe you'll understand. When I was a youth, so we're talking several years ago, when I was a youth, I was heavily involved in hip-hop music that wasn't glorifying to God, or secular, as we've came up with the term. And my first hip-hop, R&B, whatever, rap music video I've ever seen, first song I ever heard was Eve, Love is Blind. And just seeing that introduced me to that whole culture. And then came the second music video I'd ever seen or heard was Forgot About Dre, Dr. Dre and Eminem. So I was just like into that a lot, and then just got into it deep, hardcore, right? So when I was a youth is when I really listened to it. In high school, I had posters, whatever, mixtapes, all that stuff. There was a youth guy. He wasn't my youth leader, but he was like an interim leader for a while and did a lot with the youth group at my mom's Baptist church. And this guy, he was just an awesome dude. Like, he just was like, his name was Joe. And Joe, his name is Joe, and Joe is just like this awesome, just sick dude. He brought a big potato gun one night to our youth thing, and it caught on fire. Like, I'll never forget this man because he was just so legit, right? Well, we would get rides with him. He would drive us and drive other people or whatever. Just an awesome dude. And as he was driving us one night, I'll never forget it in my whole entire life, we went out to this ice cream parlor. Now, my mom's church is kind of in a wealthy neighborhood. Well, this ice cream place is kind of for wealthy people. Like, everything's like super expensive. It's like $3 more than UDF or whatever. And the quality's good, but it's kind of ridiculous what it's priced. So we never went there. Me and my brother, we never been there before. I don't recall being there before. And so we go there with the youth group one night after church, and as we're driving there, like, his car's, he's had big bass back when people used to put subwoofers or whatever in the back of their car. I guess people still do that, but and it was bumping, but I didn't really listen to the lyrics or whatever. I was just like, man, this is tight, whatever. And I was like, man, this is Dre, like, thinking, what is this, Pac? Is this Biggie? Who is this? So, but nothing was said. Well, then on the way back from the ice cream parlor, he turns up, he's like, did you hear this? And I was just like, nah. And I think my brother had ridden with him before and was familiar with this. And all of a sudden the chorus came on, and it's like, we ain't scared. And I was like, what is this? And all of a sudden the West Coast, we ain't scared. On the East, I was like, man, what is that? All right, this is, and the police sirens, I was like looking around. I was like, what is this? And he was like, dude, that's a song, man. And he was bumping Pedity. And so the reason why Pedity is one of my favorites, because he's been in the game so long and he's kept it 100%. The whole time he's been in the game, he's still producing great music, still coming out with hot tracks. And so Pedity is a bet. And it is a song. I'm a bet. He has been in the game. The We Ain't Scared song was the first hip-hop song that I heard from a artist who was a Christian. And so he introduced me to that. And so the whole time, and though I was still blind and still so lost, I would still listen to Eminem and all these other guys, but I always like would remember Petty. So I would listen to something and I'd be like, oh man, that's bumping, but remember that one song we heard, Matt? And then like, as time went on, Bone Crusher comes out with I Ain't Never Scared or whatever, and I'm like, that's kind of the song I used to hear, but the lyrics are different. And so I was like always searching for this Petty, and I didn't know how to spell it or anything like that. And it wasn't really on YouTube, and so YouTube didn't come popular except the last 5-6 years. And so I just thought, and then I stopped going to that church, long story, and Joe stopped going. I never saw him again. I was like, man, I missed out on that. And then I was blessed to film KJ52 in concert and Lecrae in concert and all this stuff. But then KDrama came along. Now KDrama's from I live in the Cincinnati area, so he's like a hometown boy, 513, and he is so legit, y'all. I'm not saying the other guys aren't legit, but I'm saying KDrama, it could be I'm partially favored him because he's from the 513. But I met him on several occasions. He was in the KJ52 Tweezy Dance music video that I ran audio for during the dance scenes. I got to meet him, spend a whole day with him and D-Mop, but KDrama is just so humble, such a man of God, just a fun guy, always has a smile on, just likes to have a good time and fellowship and fun. And I heard the Ceasefire Cincinnati tape, and I was just like, what? And when I heard the Man of Steel track, I was like, yo, this is what I want to listen to. And so I got in that, and then all of a sudden the Boom Baptism came, and through and Behind the Glory, and through all those tapes, I was just like, this guy is legit. Like, he's making tracks I can so relate to, bringing up Cincinnati, bringing up like my next door neighborhood. It was just nuts, because when he talks about the Cincinnati area, I know what he's talking about. I know the area he's talking about, and just his humbleness, and seeing him in concert and meeting him and talking to him at the KJ52 bit, and then seeing him in concert when the We Fit with the cross movement thing came out. Like, just legit, he's kept it also 100. He's just been a man of God, and so those two are my favorite, Petty and KDrama. Like I said, there's several reasons, and I could go in so much more, how they follow a biblical pursuit with their gift that they've been given, and they always give glory to the Father, and just men of God that they are, just so encouraging when I listen to them. And I'm not dismissing those other artists that I mentioned and some I did not mention, but I can just tell you my personal favorite, that anytime one of their songs come on, I don't skip it, because I don't, just because of the authenticity and just how much I just have so much respect for those guys and how much they've meant and been a big part of my life. And so after listening to KDrama through Air Jordan and all that, and then all the other music slowly went away. And so by the grace and mercy of God, he got me out of those chains I were in slavery to that music, idolizing those guys, and just talking to KDrama and the Lord speaking through him really opened up my eyes. And so praise God, all glory to him. But Petty and KDrama, those two are my favorite. Thanks for asking. I love you guys.